How's it going, everyone? It is time for green screen mishaps. That's a par for the course. Every time I think I fix it, just makes another fool out of me. Ugh. What I really need to get is something for good lighting. I know I've seen products like that. I might pick one of those up in the near future at this rate. Okay, we'll just go with that. Should be... No, don't click out of XSplit. Yeah, that should work alright enough for me. How is sound, though? That is a question, because I accidentally bumped my thing, so I need to get a quick measure. Alright, a little quiet. You'd think I'd set this stuff up in advance by this point. Let's boost that. Alright. So, if you have not been keeping up with things around here, it's been snowing. It's been snowing a lot recently. We were supposed to play this last Friday and last Monday. I didn't, because we got so much snow that I was worried we'd have a power outage. And in fact, on Monday, we did have a power outage, as you would know, because I still decided to stream that day, but streamed for like 7 minutes, and then the power went out. So that was great. Most of the snow is finally melting, however. So, because of that, we shouldn't have to worry about the power going out, and we can play this damn game. Which works out because I was really excited to play Bastion. I really like Bastion a lot, personally.
Proper story is supposed to start at the beginning. Ain't so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world got all twisted, leaving him stranded on a rock in the sky. He gets up, sets off for the Bastion, where everyone agreed to go in case of trouble. Ground forms up under his feet.
Yeah, this is a quote I recognize.
He don't stop to wonder why.
So, I recognize that quote because, if you recall, I was on Throne Controllers not too long ago, and that quote came up. That, along with this one you're about to hear.
And then, he falls to his death. I'm just fooling.
Such a good quote. A lot of Bastion is really on the narratives.
Well, it's a touching reunion.
So we've got a hammer that we can use. You can hit circle to attack.
Work undone in an instant. In the calamity.
Another bit of controls that you haven't gotten yet is you can press the X button to roll around, which you will be doing a lot to avoid damage. Get used to it.
That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a gas fella. Forced out from underground. Kid pops it good. Starts to feel his bruises, though. An old repeater falls out of the sky.
Hello?
Ain't a gift from the gods, but it'll have to do. Gotta hold her still to spin up the chamber.
So you shoot till your chamber's empty, then you automatically reload. These crystal-like things we're picking up, like those, that's our currency in this game. You'll be getting a fair amount of it naturally.
He's worked up quite a thirst by now, so that fountain looks real inviting. Sometimes you just need a drink.
Hit triangle, and you can fully heal. You can hold up to 3 tonics. Later on, you can upgrade the amount of tonics you can hold. Hello?
Must have fled here from the mines.
So we've got a city crest and a crystal barrette. Interesting. These guys are pretty typical grunts. They go down in a single hit, and they also don't drop too much experience. On the other hand, over here, we got a little bit more currency.
He sets foot inside one of Celandia's famous watering holes. Inside's old Rondi, the bartender. The calamity got him before his drinking did. Then Kid finds his trusty shield.
So we hold the
But
L2
Justice
button.
is getting a handle on it.
You
The
guard.
security takes him for a petty thief.
As you can see, guarding's very handy.
Special delivery. Gas fellas.
Oh boy. So, there's a catch as well as this. If you block at the right time, you can do a counter attack, which, as you can see, can sometimes insta-kill enemies, even. Otherwise, blocking attack from, like, these guys just stuns them. If you've already got full tonks and you pick one up, it'll just automatically be used and fully heal you, which is nice. Otherwise, you cash it in for XP.
A big old fella pops out in front of the
Ooh, hello. You are a fast mofo. Also, you're a dead mofo.
kid sees the way to the Bastion out the window. It's a bit of a drop.
It's a drop we're willing to take. Yeah, there's that evasive roll I was talking about. That's really handy.
He gets a good look at things on his way down.
The Wharf
He
District.
lands on top of a breaker's bow.
Hello.
And it ain't broke.
Breaker's bow that ain't broke. It's the best kind of thing. When you see the kid flash,
Wasn't long
you can do a
before the
power
kid
shot
could
if you
use
time
an
it
arrow,
correctly.
Strong and true. Kid spies a good perch for some target practice.
So, why don't we
Knows he
put
should
that to
draw the
use?
string all the way back.
Boom. If you can get used to that power shot, it's incredibly
The kid pockets
useful.
a memento from a breaker. Once the fastest man in the land.
So the something items, in this case like something stringy, if it's like something blank, those are particularly
Good news
useful
is
to
the
have.
emergency defenses still work. Bad news
Take my
is
word
they
for
ain't
it.
For the kid.
So we'll just take out these guys. We don't need to take out these dudes, but a little bit of free XP. Ooh, we get a skill, Whirlwind. We use it, and it's a spin attack. Uses the black tonics that we have up there on our HUD. I don't usually find myself using them, but maybe I'll use them in this playthrough. Power shot.
He finds the distillery, right next to the arsenal. Tough part of town. One sip of the spirits in that distillery, and the kid'll feel like a new man.
So the distillery is the place where you can go to equip, basically passive abilities. Oh, what do I want to equip out of these? I think I'm gonna go ahead and equip... You know what? It's the basic thing, so let's equip Squirt Cider. So we can get plus 10 health, plus 10% critical hit chance when we're at full health, or we can absorb stray fragments. I'll take that for now. We may swap it out later. There's also an arsenal.
Where the kid can pick the best tools for the job.
We can go ahead and get the Fang Repeater out. I find it more useful than the bow. We also got some abilities. Dancing Shot, Whirlwind, and Bolt Burst. And special skills typically will revolve around specific weapons, like, for example, Bolt Burst. That's Bolt Burst for ya. On the other hand, if we equip the Breaker's Bow and Dancing Shot, it's a ricochet shot. I'll stick with Whirlwind for now. Each time you go there, your special abilities are also fully restored, so...
Them squirts birthing like crazy in a couple of corn bins.
Let's put one of them to use. And get the Black Tonic, so we basically just got to use that skill for free. These things keep generating these stupid-ass grunts, so kill them fast.
That one was Maud, the tutor. Once taught the kid good manners. He never used them, though.
You'll find a lot of humor in the
On
narration.
his way. The Bastion's real close now.
We'll just kill some dudes on the way. You know, get some quick experience. Dang. Alright, get ready for a bit of a battle ahead of us. I'll grab that so we can get fully healed. That sounds... Ooh, hello. Something heavy.
It takes a chunk of alloy. Smell of barley and spoiled blueberries fills the air. Scumbags. Kid maybe shouldn't have done what he just did.
Maybe we shouldn't have done what we just did, but we've done it anyway, so we have to live with it. That goo slows you down, and it will progressively do damage to you over time, so... Don't step in that shit. If you want to live.
Rob's a scumbag of his last meal.
Alright. Now we gotta take down this big old dude. Almost dead. There we go. And we get a level up. Each level up, you will get +2 to your health. So your maximum health increase. I want to say your damage increases as well. I'm not 100% sure on that. And the maximum number of drinks you can have equipped from the distillery goes up as well. So now we can have 2 drinks equipped. Of course, I don't want to go all the way back there, so no way to go forward.
To the Wharf District. He steals the city's heart. Might as well.
We have the core. Now we need to get the heck out of here.
Kid has a feeling he better get a move on. The place is starting to fall.
Well, might as well take a few down with us along the way.
The only thing making this particular rock stay afloat. It just keeps running.
Doink.
Somersaulting like crazy.
Ah, we chose poorly. Well, I think both would have just done than me, so... No big deal. Alright, we better get a move on.
At last, the Skyway is in sight.
There's the exit. Out of here!
Whisks him where it needs to go. Now the kid sees something stranger still. His mind races.
That green screen is gonna still bug me, but...
Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds another. He finds me.
Welcome to the Bastion, the main hub of the area.
Talk for a spell. There's a bit of the Bastion's power in that crest. Enough to point the way to the cores.
Wait, what the heck? Did I mess something up? Oh, I messed something up. Hold on. Yeah, when I was trying to fix the green screen, I accidentally hit chroma key on the capture card. So that was smart of me. Let's turn this down a tad. See if that helps. Well, what can you tell us about the core?
All I tell him is to set that core of his on the monument there. Then watch. I try to let the kid down gently. This is the Bastion, alright. Except no one else showed up.
Well, let's drop this core in then.
And just like that, the Bastion comes alive. Starts growing again. Growing stronger. Kid's gotta put its power to good use. Now the Bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown.
As to who knows where. Oh wait, that's something else.
Kid ponders what to build.
Well, I'm alright with the arsenal I've got now, so let's make a distillery. So that way...
Makes time to sample spirits from my personal supply.
So what do you have? Hardy Punch is good to have. So I might equip that. Where Whiskey is something that's in my usual arsenal, so I might equip that. I think for now, I'm going to equip Hardy Punch, and I'm going to replace Squirt Cider with Where Whiskey. So, Where Whiskey is good because when you're low on health, every hit you deal is a critical hit. really nice, but of course you're
carry on through the worst of times.
Of course, you're playing a little bit of fire.
Waiting for him. The Skyway. Now the kid can ride the wind to distant lands.
Alright, so we've got a few major areas. First, we've got obviously the Bastion. But we also have areas like this where it says core detected. These are the main areas we gotta go to. And then there's areas like these which are called proving grounds. We're going to be saving those for a separate playthrough, because in order to get everything that we want to get, we need to go through the game twice anyway. So I'm just going to be worrying about like the main game, and then on our second playthrough, we're going to go ahead and do all the proving grounds as well. And a few other things here and there. So for now, let's go get this core at the Workmen Ward.
Now he lands at the intersection between bad and wrong.
Workmen Ward. Alright.
There'll be a core down one of these twisted streets. But which one?
That is the million-dollar question. Hello.
No
Ragged Hood.
gas fellas all dress alike. Kids wondering the same thing.
Let's get some killing done. Gotta build up some experience. Ooh.
Keeps telling himself he better watch his step. And there it is.
Alright, well, we
But
found
it's
the
locked down
core.
tight in an alloy cage. Blustery old foreman's keeping his fellas in check. Almost like he's showboating for the crowd.
Oh, crap.
And now there's a
Now get
new
the hell out of
marshal
here.
in town.
Boom, core's ours.
He hears the whole place groan, but it's too tough to fall. Might as well check the other side streets before leaving this hole.
Yes, thank you.
Yes,
We can
east
immediately
side,
get out of here now.
Where windbags used to keep the local forge.
But we might as well look around a bit, see what's in the sights.
Inside the
Forge.
He can fine-tune those instruments of his.
So forge is used to upgrade your weapons. You need the materials, so we need items that are called something heavy in order to upgrade our hammer. And we need materials that are called something stringy to upgrade our bow. Each upgrade, you pay one of the materials and the required amount of fragments, and you get a permanent upgrade. And then you can get the next one. Thing is, you can only pick one or the other. So we can either have plus 50% damage, or we can have a plus 10% critical hit chance. I think I'm going to keep the damage because we're relying on a huge amount of luck. I'm not going to worry about something stringy because we don't have much of a reason for that as it stands, because I never use the bow. Most of the weapons I don't use at all.
Odd place to find the likes of Percy the Snitch. Never much cared for that big wide grin of his.
I'll probably be upgrading some things here and there, because if I'm not upgrading things, I don't have a whole lot to use my my fragments on.
He heads for the biggest dump in town. Scumbag. And there he is. The oldest scumbag of them all.
Alright, well, I could have taken more advantage of that rare whiskey, but oh well. Get out of here.
Always said old Gershel wouldn't go without a fight.
Alright, well, let's try to get some use out of this rare whiskey. See how devastating this is if you can keep it going? Fucking rules. Well, let's go ahead and take the heal. Now what's down here? Ah, hello. If you see any books like this, those are special powers. So we have Squirt Leer. You can just summon a Squirt to fight alongside us. And that's everything we can do here. Goodbye. We got the core. So that's the only thing we really needed to do here. Okay, I'm gonna make another adjustment. Let's fix that a bit.
He comes back, just like I knew he would. The core hums in his pack. The monument's calling for it. The windbags used to be alright, Then the Calamity took the floor out from under him. Kid does it again. Only fair he decides what we build next.
What can we build? We can still build the arsenal, which I might do in the near future, but let's build the forge. I think that's gonna be a better idea for us.
A lot of things need fixing up in this world, and we can start right here.
I'll only get the
With a
first
good
upgrade for
length of
Breaker's
Miska,
Bow. Why the hell
that
not?
bow's like new again.
Alright, let's get a move on. Where's
Picked
she
up
next?
traces of other cores while the kid was out.
Core and core. Let's start here then. Yeah, tilt this there.
In better days, the melting pot was sealed tighter than the skin on a squirt.
Alright, melting pot.
Of all the
What do you have
plans
for
to
me?
survive the Calamity, it had to be stab weeds.
Oh boy.
Blasted things hurt like a broken heart.
So we got these things. Contact damage and something nasty. There's one thing I'm not a fan of with this weapon. It's sometimes the accuracy is a little weird.
If there's a
Alright,
core,
fine, I'll just use a
figures it
hammer.
ought to be deeper down.
Anything? Well, there's a core.
Stuck inside one of those fancy cages.
Ooh, a trip mine.
It throws a switch. Now what could possibly go wrong?
Everything.
Quite a bit, as it turns out.
Get some more fragments,
Blade
which will be
starts lifting
nice.
The core ever so slow. All Kid can do is wait. Shipments start falling in.
Oh boy. We're gonna have some combat ahead of us. Let's get to it. Alright, well, we got some support now.
Some spring to the kid's defense.
Let's go and set down one of these trip mines.
It's gonna take
Pretty self-explanatory. It's a trip mine. You should be able to figure out the rest from there. Now, if only it didn't take so long to get a level up in this game. Like, you gotta go quite a while before you get a level up.
Scumbags don't take kindly to interlopers. Even some gas fellas take his corner. Birdie popped that mean old foreman.
Any more want to shove? Because this core is still gonna take a little while before we can get to it.
At this rate,
Here
maybe
comes more.
5 more minutes. Maybe 30. Hard to tell. Squirts get real territorial around the core. Then a shipment of free samples shows up.
Hello.
It ain't all bad, as the kid finds some spices from the motherland, tax-free.
Y'all have tax-free spices. Oh boy. Now some squirts gonna be summoned, of course.
Cage is awful heavy.
Out of here, flamethrower.
It's a troublesome scene, to be sure.
This core is just out to cause as much trouble as it possibly can, isn't it? So take care of the strays.
Few moments left, and the core goes free. 10, 9, 8, 7. Give or take a few seconds. Finally, the core's within reach. And done. Just got it. Just gotta get to the nearest barge.
I wonder what happens when we keep fighting enemies here. Maybe we'll get something nice. I mean, I could still fight for a little while longer. Oh, it looks like Hellfire is starting to rain down. Well, that's a bit of a lame reward. Alright. Let's get out of here. Fuck. Okay. Plan B. Is that gonna take us back to the Bastion, or is that gonna take us to God knows where?
I still remember the look on his face after that one.
Back to the Bastion.
Folks voyaged across the boundless sea to found Caelondia. It was good living here for a while.
Got a little squirt buddy here. Alright, let's repair the Bastion some more.
The old world's finished, but the new world's just getting started.
Well, might as well build the arsenal.
The Bastion's a place of peace, but we can hold our own if we have to.
So we got the mirror shield. That's been added since we made the what am I call it? Arsenal.
A hammer better than a box of
That's the
nails.
word. Meanwhile, in the forge, since we have something nasty, we can upgrade our Fang repeater. We can upgrade to have a bigger ammo capacity or have a faster reload.
Turns out those old bones still have some spark in
I think I'll take the faster reload. That sounds a little more appealing to me. I'm gonna go and refresh the capture card because it looks like it's skipping a tiny bit. Maybe it's just my imagination. Okay, let's go get our next core. Sundown Path. What is going to await us here?
Couples used to walk the sundown path. Kid ain't here for pleasure, though.
We're here on business.
But then, somebody gets to the core before the kid.
Oh,
Core starts giving way under the lightest step. A single panic squirt could bring the whole place down. Fragments of the old world rain from the sky.
Well, we better move a freaking sap.
Kid thinks twice.
Get some fragments as well along the way. Maybe they'll use those when we get back to the Bastion.
Security's all fired up.
Okay. Well, this is fantastic.
See the
I want no part of this.
leisurely strolling and such. Sky bridges link the path together.
Alright, we got sky bridges now, so we can start getting around with that. Broken spyglass.
Like the ones they'd use to search the stars. The calamity changed everything. Even when the wind blows. Well, if we mastered the winds in the old days, we could do it again. Who else could have taken the core?
There's that faster reload coming into play. Super handy to have. Real glad I got that.
Well,
Oh, hello.
ain't no survivors.
You're a big boy, aren't you?
Scumbag ate it by mistake.
I could have maybe used the whiskey, but we were taking so much damage super fast. Alright, now this is a good chance to use the whiskey. Hell yeah.
No, they used to ship live munitions down the path.
And a grenade. That could be useful. Kaboom!
These wires to toss those things is plenty far away. Even gas cells need some shut-eye from time to time. They get real cranky.
Dude, this whiskey is the fucking best. Okay, where's the skyway out of there? So I guess there's no core here? Might as well look here. Something burnt.
Quick and careful
Wrong
is
button.
the only way to go.
I guess we're getting out of
All this
here.
Toil, kid keeps coming back to an overwhelming question. Who else could have survived the calamity?
$1 million question, ain't it?
So he didn't find a core that time, but that ain't about to stop us.
Why would it?
We could always see the stars. We just never could reach them, no matter how high we build.
So we got something burnt, but it's for a weapon we don't have yet, so that's just gonna be staying in our arsenal until further notice. We have a proving ground here. What else? We got a proving ground there, and we got a core detected here. Guess this is where we're going.
The dead welcome him with open arms.
Hanging Gardens.
The calamity took everybody after all. Kid sees it plain, frozen faces all around.
Heck.
These folks never saw the calamity coming, but someone did. Someone close. Someone who ain't like Mr. Beckley and his kindly wife. It was someone like him. It's a snag or two trying to get to him. He ain't about to stop, no matter what. He's got so many questions, after all.
Maybe we'll be able to get our level up here.
Just ain't got time for answers. The Thunder brothers didn't make it.
Dang.
Nordy, the bird boy, didn't make it.
So many people didn't make it.
Jawsons, they didn't make it.
Jeez.
Grady Sr., Grady Jr., they didn't make it. But him, he survived. Just think, without that man, we wouldn't be here right now, would we? The core survived as well.
Alright, well, at least we found the core here.
What do you say to a man who's seen too much? Kid hasn't a clue, but he says this. We have to go. Please.
Looks like we got another survivor at the Bastion.
He's a proper gentleman, that man. His name is Zolf. No hiding he's an Ura. Folks like him ain't never been a common sight in Caelondia. He's relieved to see a living face or two. The kid and I introduce ourselves in kind. Both to him and to each other for the first time.
So what do you make of this
For
stuff?
Zolf, Caelondia was like a second home. He's real worried about his first home, too. Far to the east. We all lost loved ones in the calamity, he says. I don't know how I'm gonna go on without mine. Zolf offers to help me plot the skyways for the kid. At least the calamity hasn't touched the stars, he says. He was born in the Tazal terminals. The Ura sent him on a mission of peace to our city, and he's lived here ever since. We fought the Ura decades ago, but that was then. Things are different between us now. Kid says hello, but Zolf's lost in thought.
Just pop that in.
Cores, they remember. That's why this place is coming together. That's why things are gonna be alright.
What can we make today?
Well,
Lost and Found Memorial. Let's make the Lost and Found.
The Lost and Found. Here, kid takes fragments of the old world and makes them whole again.
So, you can only visit areas once, I believe. So, what the Lost and Found does is any items that we missed, which as you can see, we missed a lot, we can restore here for a price. So, I know this isn't my usual stock of items.
And the Bastion makes it good as new.
Let's recreate the war machete as well. I think I'm gonna leave it at that because we've only got so much currency on us. But now we got access to the war machete. Let me see if I can.
The repeater and machete.
Oh, I can't use it. So you can swing with it, kind of like the hammer, but you can also use it as a throwing weapon. It's good and all. I prefer the hammer though. Let's head for the Skyway again.
More cores near the edge of the city.
Yeah, and there are 2 cores that have been detected around here. Let's start here. See what kind of cores we can find here.
No use praying to the gods these days. No time for it either. Folks used to make pilgrimage here to pay their respects to Pith, the bull. Well, the gods are long gone now. And the Orchard Core is long gone too. Pith stood for something once. Something real. In time, though, the bull stopped being a symbol and started being decoration. Pith makes a decent scarecrow, at least.
Oh, hello.
Then Pith lights up like a rodeo.
Alright, well, we might have some problems here then. Well, defending is very useful in this case. Because you can just defend to no end. When he has to take a rest,
Easy punching through his hide.
smack away at him.
Must have been guarding that shrine. So what'll it be?
Shrines.
Invoke the gods, or tell them off.
So you can invoke gods, which will make enemies more difficult in some fashion. So in this case, they are quicker. But for each one you invoke, you get a bonus for both fragments and experience.
You don't need favors from the likes of Pith.
For my first playthrough, I typically don't want these because for
Well, if the gods are
New Game
alive,
Plus, for
they
what we're
must
going to be doing,
be sold.
our levels is not going to carry over, nor is our currency, so it doesn't really matter to us right now. Later on, it'll matter quite a bit, just not right now.
Popping bags is hard enough. No need to get the gods involved.
I just want to get that next dang level up. It's going to be super helpful to us. Maybe if I kill both of you, well, that's not going to put us up at a level up. It'll put us closer too. Yeah, I had a feeling you were going to try to attack me. Unfortunately. I'm just gonna tank through your damage.
Worse if Kid tampered with that shrine.
There we go. Now we get the good shit. Fuck yeah.
Kid ain't found a core, but at least he found Zolf's precious shrine, Pith Orchard. Place is a dead end in more ways than one.
Alright, fine. No core for us yet. Let's keep a lookout for that in that case.
Now we can build a shrine of our own, though I got some alternatives in mind.
Okay, what's new in our arsenal? Oh, the hand grenade, right. That thing. Anything new over here at the Lost and Found? We'll make this.
Finders keepers.
Mementos are the main things I want to make, because that gives us more dialogue to hear.
Zolf doesn't touch the thing. Says the god of commotion is no children's toy. The Ura feared the gods. We turned them into toys, put their faces on our walls.
Let's get a move on again. Maybe we'll find a core here instead. How hard can it be to find a single core after all?
There's only one way to Cinder Brick Fort. The hard way. Sure, the city marshals may be gone. But now the fort's crawling with windbags. The calamity
Oh boy.
was mercy. The windbags ain't so lucky.
Alright then. Okay, yeah, that is quite a bit of firepower, huh? Oh, that's homing. Alright, that's good to know.
They've been left to freeze, or starve, or face the kid.
Out of here, buddy.
Well, windbags, young and old, keep fighting for the fort. At least the marshals left the kid a parting gift.
What do we get here? Scrap musket.
Windbags just can't handle. Something that'll punch clean through their greasy hides.
Heck yeah.
Windbags ain't much different from normal folks.
That'll be
All the
handy.
ones who want a place to stay at a decent meal.
Scrap musket I like using a fair amount. I've gotten a lot of good use out of it.
Calamity drove the windbags topside. A lot of them wound up here in this very fort.
Okay, is there anything back here that I can get? Doesn't look like anything major. Just a little bit more, fragments. Okay, cool. When the heck am I gonna get this dang level up?
Like in the old days.
There it is! Level 3. Ow.
Windbags can't use the marshal supplies.
Scrap musket's great and all, but I prefer the Fang Repeater between the two. We haven't seen the main weapon that I like using.
Goes back to
Not yet,
something
anyway.
old style. As for the windbags, Cinder
There's
Brick
a core.
gave them enough heat metal to munch on for a while. Well, the fort ain't theirs by right. So many of those.
I'll
sorry
take use,
things
make
hold
use of that grenade.
inside that old fort.
I think this is the sign we should just try to get the hell out of here as soon as we can.
Kid's stash of grenades is there for him if things get even worse. Security
Where's that
playing
Skyway?
haywire. Windbags gummed up the works. They trapped the kid in the middle of the fort's parade grounds.
Oh boy. We're gonna have to fight our way there, aren't we? Well, whatever we gotta do, we'll do it.
Then they bring out Glutus and Glandon and all their scumbag uncles.
Ah!
They got
Asshole.
something to gain. Only their sorry
Okay,
hides.
you know what? Actually, go ahead and smack me, because now I can wear whiskey the hell out of everything. And hopefully not die. Well, that's fine, because you can still... Dick! You can... Oh my god. Alright, well, he got what he deserved. You can still continue on. You can only continue on so many times, however, before you're forced to restart the level.
Kid takes down Glutus. Maybe it was Glandon.
Alright, well, where whiskey's in effect again.
The windbags finally get the message.
Ooh, some more fragments. Well, add those to my fragment collection. And the badge.
Of getting the marshal's badge, but not like this. And now ain't nothing left for nobody down at Cinderbrick Fort.
Scrap musket is good if you can put it to use.
Kid shows up just as Ulf's telling me about his own journey to the city. The marshals seem like good men, he says. They treated him with dignity. Zolf brought his antique smoking pipe all the way from the terminals. Even since the Ura surrendered to us, the marshals kept a wary eye on him. Seems the only thing the Calamity saved for Zolf was the smoking pipe.
So we're not going to do this, but checking this pipe will take us to what's known as who knows where. Which is basically just an area where you fight wave after wave. That's something we're going to be covering in another playthrough.
Zolf's travels ain't much compared to what the kids had to go through for all this.
So we can build a shrine or a memorial. I think I'm going to go ahead and build the memorial. So the memorial...
Here, kid can pay respect to the old world and earn it in kind.
This is basically a quest area.
Just
So
another one of my sketches. Nothing more.
when you do certain things, you can turn them in here and get some fragments. A lot of it shows surpassing skill with X weapon, killing different kinds of enemies, you know, stuff like this. A lot of them you'll get naturally, some you may need to go out of your way for. So what can we redeem now?
But they're all I got.
We can redeem some more spirits, some materials, and some skills. No mementos, which were the main things I was looking at grabbing. Well, there's that scrap musket that we got. Still can't make whatever we can do something burnt with. So I think it's getting our better interest to just head out again. Langston River. Let's move.
The Langston River flowed free and wild till the Calamity drank it all up. Maybe all that water just grew wings and flew off.
Oh, come on.
Riverbanks swarming with windbags. They're so bent on finding the core, they hardly notice the kid.
Too bad I noticed them.
For him, a certain famous ferry barge is still afloat.
So is there any reason for this? There it is, the switch.
Weepin' Nelly.
Let's roll.
She'll send some squirts crying home as she leaves port. Maybe Nelly knows the way to the core. Maybe she can slip right past all the clamor on the coast. Or maybe not. A security skiff pulls up.
Alright, well that could have gone better.
Nelly's just another windbag to those guns. Just then, the windbags notice who she's sailing with.
I'm gonna... yeah.
Takes a hard hit, but he ain't finished.
Should've used that dang vial while I still could. Speaking of which, I forgot to go back to the distillery. Oops. Well, I know what I'm doing when we get back.
They try to cut her off. They try to slow her down.
But I can just mash the square button and everything will be fine. The trappers completed.
Well, Weepin' Nelly tries harder. Try as she might, though, she hits a snag. Kid's gotta help her get untangled. Favors for favors.
So we're getting off here for now.
At least she picked a good spot for a break. It's the core's right
Good.
there.
So we got a place where we can get a, where we can change our arsenal out if we want to. But there's the core, we just need to get out of here.
The kid hears an unusual sound, like 100 flapping wings. They had their own eyes on the core. But why?
Oh boy. Well, I guess that works for what I was hoping to do.
He finds Weepin' Nelly raring to go. Turns out she's got a special surprise for when the waters get rough. She's gonna need a little help with all them peckers. Crafty things think they're king of the roost now. Rest of us only wish we could fly in times like these.
Hopefully this will take us to a skyway, because we got the core, so all we gotta do is find a skyway and get out of here.
Security skiffs keep on coming.
I don't think I'm in a position to chance taking advantage of the wear whiskey.
What they shoot, as long as they hit something.
Not doing that, Garbo. Not right now. Seriously? Seriously?
Windbags getting even better idea.
Ah, they can't counter them because of their damn homing properties. Damn.
Kid boards one of them skiffs like some kind of sailor on the Enterprise here. Well, it all proves too much for both.
You know what? We did it. And we survived. Oh, but we're speeding up.
She's just got to make one last stop.
Healing just in case.
With her last breath, Nelly gets the kid to solid ground. Solid ground in Pecker country. It seems the calamity ain't hurt the Peckers' appetites.
Alrighty. So where do we go then? Are we just stuck here? Or is there a way that we haven't gone yet? Or do I have to kill you? Probably need to kill you.
They want that core real bad.
No.
Might be they want it just
Not worthwhile, I think, the chance. Oh boy. This could be very troublesome for us. Yep, that's all my heals.
Kid shoes him off.
At least we got one of them
Be back.
back.
Know how many times kid nearly fell off the bars back there? 5 times. Now, listen close. You should remember this next part. Why go to Prosper Bluff? Used to take an enterprising man or a plain old fool to venture out that far. The city was the most beautiful place in the world. We all knew that. But on the other hand, some folks just yearn to see the things they're told they can't. And that's why you go to Prosper Bluff, ain't it? There the kid hears something he ain't heard in a long while. How's it go again?
Do I keep falling through floors? Is that what's happening here? I'm not a fan of if that's what's going on here. Dead end. Dang.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, a door. Figures. Dang. A few fragments I missed back there. It's fine. Love enough, I'm sure. 2 ways we can go. That looks like progress. So what's down here? Oh, the switch. Why wouldn't that be there? Okay, this is getting a little confusing. Well, anything I miss, I can always just buy back at the Bastion, which is probably what I'm gonna do. Nothing more around here. Guess that means we're heading here.
No point explaining what happens next, right? Suffice it to say, kid ain't coming home empty-handed. And besides, it's like the song goes. They'll be
Found another
here
survivor
before too long.
The 4 of us. We'll make a great team.
We darn near celebrated when the kid got back, didn't we? Zolf never thought he'd see a fellow her again. We become fast friends. Calamity has that effect on people. But there was more to be done. There was one last core to find. A scientific journal written in Zolf's native tongue. He learned so much from it. Too much. If only I'd known half the secrets of the Calamity were tucked away in that book, I'd have worked to translate it right away. Most of the Ura never got a taste of Caelondia's fine goods, unless they were born and raised in the city like Zia here. Sure, the world's all gone to pieces farther than the eye can see, but leave it to this gal to point out the amazing view. Girl tried to run away from home one time, but the marshals stopped that, didn't they? So many secrets in there, and she can't even read it. Her father's own journal.
Drop that core in.
I'm surprised when I tell him there's only one core left. I shouldn't have believed it either.
Let's make that shrine, so now I got a shrine we can immediately use back here at the Bastion whenever we want to. So what can we get? Doesn't look like we can get anything too new. We can, however, now restore idols. Because if we go here,
behold,
we got a whole 2.
Melnion.
But we have something completed here.
The trappers.
Boom.
Daring bunch of fools. They'll be missed.
Still nothing new for the forge. Alright, let's equip this. So now all health tonics will fully restore health.
Low, count on the buttery
And I can go up to
flavor
5.
of Bastion bourbon. We track the final core beyond the city to the wilds.
So we got a bunch of proving grounds. Otherwise, we've got one location where there's a core. The wild outskirts. Guess we know where we're going.
The wild unknown. Place can eat a man alive. Place is so raw, even the Calamity couldn't cook it. Not all of it.
Ooh, hello. Hell yeah.
Know what What's better than having to sling a pistol in a fight? Having two savage things lurking at every turn.
Now this is my main weapon I always love using in this game. Fires super fast. And does a fair amount of damage, too.
The welcoming committee scrambles to attention. Didn't expect the
Now imagine
kids to
stacking this with Were Whiskey. It's a wonderful time. Speaking of which... Bye!
They shouldn't have let the guard down. Getting that core was one thing. Getting out's gonna be another. He digs his way out of the clearing, but the wilds won't let him go without a fight.
Oh, it's a fight they want, it's a fight we'll give them.
The calamity. It
Hey.
toughened them up.
Hitting these things with a hammer is going to be the way to go, because they've got armor.
Best take it real slow when pincushions are afoot.
Got an arsenal here. I'm good with what I got, thanks, game. Let's see how much damage a counter here will do to you. Pretty good amount of damage.
Its own medicine.
Thankfully, these things, if you're in the right position, they will not do anything to you.
Kids roused up half the wilds by now. Then kid gets the feelings being watched. Not by me, by a lunkhead. And lunkheads ain't fun.
That is what I call an unusual rock,
Hit
huh?
him anywhere but the hindquarters, and you only make him mad. The calamity must have scrambled their eggs. Kid learns the hard way not to touch those things.
What's in
Hardly
this
any
thing?
signs of the old
Nothing?
Jocelyn camp.
Seems like there'd be something back there, but it looks like there's not.
Leave it to the kid to make time for stomping
Hello.
swamp weeds.
Something foul. And there's our way back out of here.
He's anxious to get back. After all, he's got the final core. His journey's over, right? Well, no. It ain't. Not by a long shot.
Well, let's plop in this quote-unquote final
Kid
core.
knows something's up when we ain't there to give a warm welcome. See, Zolf and I were just wrapping up a heated discussion. Zolf can barely muster the words. The calamity failed, he says. But I will not. And with that, Zolf leaves us here, alone. Zolf cursed the city, cursed the Bastion, cursed me, said he was going home. When Zolf got through reading that journal, he just snapped. Started smashing up the monument till I tried to stop him. Zolf banged up the monument pretty bad. But there's a way to put her back together. The shards. We're gonna need all of them to nurse the Bastion back to health.
Well, we can finally do something with this something greasy. I want to eliminate
Takes
the
a lot
bullet
of
scatter,
moving
so...
pieces to make a dependable sidearm.
Normally when you fire, there's a little bit of scatter on your bullets. So now we can just fire in a straight line. Now let's restore some other things.
It
Let's
wasn't
restore
fixed.
that.
It was unbroken.
That. So something greasy we're going to want to keep an eye out for. Is there anything in here out the spirits that we might want to grab? Nothing too eye-catching, so I think we're good. We got some new materials for the forge.
The little Zolwood oil and that blade shines like a light. You want to
Apply a
tune
few
the scrap
upgrades here and
musket
there.
and start with the barrel.
Alright.
The
Let's take back
city
to the
brought
skies.
shards to the wilds. Now the kid's gonna bring them back.
You'll be seeing me using these dualies for pretty much the rest of the game. They are my personal favorite weapon in the game.
After Zolf's little episode, kid sets off in search of shards. First stop, Jawson Bog. You'll get lost in that bog, I told the kid, and I won't be able to guide you back. Well, I let him go. What else could I do? What could any of us do? Zolf put us in a real bind. Hurt the Bastion bad. But the shards can make it better. They're like smaller doses of the core's medicine.
Well,
Shame the only place to fill that prescription is out here in the wilds. This place is intoxicating.
Oh boy. Guess we're in for a wild ride, aren't we?
Don't know where he's gone. Might be gone for good for all I know. Wherever he is. Somewhere I've never been. Somewhere I never want to go.
Dang.
There's no way out. The dead welcome him with open arms. Kid pops him good.
This looks like a visit back to a lot of our previous areas.
That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a lonesome ghost of a gas fella.
See what I mean? These dualies, they're so good.
What do you say to a kid who's seen too much? I'm Zolf of the Ura. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Now the kid sees something stranger still. Sure enough, he finds peckers, lunkheads, wallflowers, pincushions, vine apples, swamp weeds, ankle gators.
And all this in the Bastion. Heck. Alright, we better be careful now. Where to now? I guess we could go further this way.
Bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown. Kid sets foot inside one of Caelandia's famous watering holes. Security's just gonna have to straighten him out.
You the last one?
Kid succeeds where the calamity failed.
Right. Do we go out the window again? No.
Would you look at what he did to poor old Rondi, the bartender? Proper story's supposed to start at the beginning. It's so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world's alright, snoozing there on a rock in the sky.
Perfectly normal.
He wakes up. I'm just fooling. He sees what's left of the rippling walls. Years of work undone in an instant. He sees what's left of Pith, the bull. Gods, they're all undone. He sees what's left of his lifelong friend. His friend, he's come undone too. He sees what's left undone. Thought we'd lost him, but he finally comes to. The shard ain't lost either. Not anymore. Now to find a ticket out of this hole.
You got it.
Stay out
That
in the
was-
wild long enough. It messes with your head.
Yeah, that was some sort of weird-ass trip. I think I'm going the wrong way again. Fuck yeah. Why do I keep doing that? Yeah, this is the way we need to go.
Bootlickers dig their nasty thorns into his heels.
I mean, the thorns don't
Never
hurt.
heard of a lung
Oh
blossom?
god, I.
It's bigger than the stories say. The breath on that thing, like a scumbag sprung a leak.
Looks like we're gonna have to do quite a bit in order to get through this. I'm practically just mashing the button right about now. Let's drop a heal. Because we can't afford to fall again. Otherwise, it's back to the start for us, and we don't want that now, do we?
They say one whiff of lung blossom can make you lose your mind.
Goodbye.
Well, the kid prunes it down to size somehow. Mother only knows what happened in the bog. Kid never much cared to speak of it.
Can't say I blame the kid. Because, ooh, that was... I don't even know what to say about that.
A shard is like a poor man's core, but beggars can't be choosers. That's it. A few more shards like that, and we'll be back in business. A single shard can breathe new life into this place.
So, we can now upgrade any of these places. I think I'm going to start with the
The
Lost and
shard's
Found.
got enough juice to spruce up any
New
of these
items.
places.
We've got a lot more things that we can restore. I think I'm going to go ahead and restore something greasy. Because that's what we need to upgrade these dualies. You're damn straight I'm going to get these upgraded as much as I can. So we can either get fast reload or more damage. I'm going to
He's
take
made a
more
right
damage.
comfortable bed for all those bullets.
But with that, we're about halfway-ish through the game, so we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll be playing some more Bastion. Alright. Took some time to do some much needed leg stretching because I've been tired today because I had work today. Then I came home and got to streaming because why would I have a good sleep schedule? Alright. Let's get back to the game. We should be able to beat it tonight, and then Monday we'll be doing the second playthrough. That's just a button. Alright. Back to... Actually, I'm gonna make a quick adjustment to this. I say I'm gonna make an adjustment to it, but I don't think I can really do much of anything, because I might need to mess with the advanced settings later.
The city tried to use the shards to stake out the wilds. So much for that plan.
Alright, I did cash in that, thing. Alright, let's move. The Rothus Lagoon. Ankle gators, eh? Oh, bring them on.
Ankle gators used to roam the wilds, and they nested at Rothus Lagoon. Many a tale folks used to scare their children straight originated here.
Oh, I don't think this place is gonna scare us straight.
Of beasts what don't know up from down, still lurking about.
Sneaky decoy, huh? Handy. Ooh, so I always like to bring attention to, how the light on the PlayStation 4 controller is used. In this case, it's used to indicate your health, so now it looks yellow, but if I were to use a tonic, goes back to being green. And then obviously if you're in really low health, it'll turn to red.
Even the brushers learn to fear this place.
But it's not just like 3 solid colors, it just slowly turns from green to red. Really nice. Bye.
They used to think that ankle gators were extinct. Well,
Here's an ankle gator right
one
here.
of them's been living in the tall grass. They called her Queen Anne.
Alright. Hi.
Turns out
Friggin'
Queen
thing.
Anne got a hold of a shard. Ankle gators love shiny things.
Oh, great.
Know what smells worse than an ankle gator's breath? The stinkweed. Can't fight Queen Anne without the proper tools. The brushers use their pikes to keep their distance around.
Well, we got a pipe.
Now the kid can do the same.
So let's...
Bad
Oh,
idea to
boy.
walk in gator grass.
Pike's pretty good for if you need some range. Also makes her a throwing tool.
Sharp sticks make Queen Anne nervous, so she backs off a bit.
Got some nasty
Those
for our
pink
collection.
cushions been living off the ankle gator scraps. Queenie leaves the kid.
The only thing
in
is
some kind
that-
of twisted trap.
Fire's really slow. Oh, hello.
One bad step in that tall grass, and it's Queen Anne's lunch. He holds his ground.
Freaking A.
Seems the queen's running out of
Alright, let's
options.
hang out here. Arsenal, I'll stick with what I have. Would be nice to use the hammer, but I think in this case the pike's gonna be more helpful to us. Really good at taking these guys out.
Queen Anne can't fit down some of these narrow paths.
So in these narrow areas, we're safe from Queen Anne. Good to keep in mind.
The closer you get to an ankle gator's lair, the thicker the tall grass grows. Kid's gotta make a run for it.
Yeah, no kidding.
That old
up
gator's
here?
right on his tail.
Just some more fragments. I could chance messing around with the Were Whiskey, but I don't really want to deal with that right now. Might as well save our additional continues for when we really need them.
A bunch of peckers at hiding.
Ooh, level 4. Heck yeah.
Seems even
We'll put something near the distillery. Something pointy. Yoink. Ow. And an egg.
Gators don't much care for their young. That's why there ain't many around. Wanna know how to find an ankle gator lair? They use a kid as bait. The shard sits in plain view. Now she's coming for him. She's got nowhere else to go.
Great. Wonderful.
They say if you run across an ankle gator, you better keep running.
I think we can take her on.
To get annoyed.
Just use our dang pike. We'll be fine.
And now he's made her mad.
And we could get out of here at any point if we wanted to. But why would we do that? Alright. Alright, we're whiskey. In that case, let's Armageddon. Goodbye.
Rest in peace, Queen Anne. That was for the brushers. Kid's done what needed to be done.
It's nice knowing you, Queen Anne. It's time for us to head back to the Bastion.
Queen Anne's reign is over. We even got a crown jewel. All that trouble for a single shard. But you know what? It was worth it.
Alright, what do we upgrade now? Why don't we upgrade the memorial?
The memorial may be finished, but our part is far from over.
So we've got new quests that we can do here.
That Gator's a crazy gal, but so is the gal who promised to look after her. They said Queen Anne was just a folktale. Now there's living proof she ain't.
Anything of the lost and found? Just more materials, more spirits. Any good spirits that we can get that have recently gotten added? The leech aid might be worth it. And then the rest are gods. Alright. Well, since we got level up, let's see if we can equip anything good. So these are the 3 we got. I think I'm just gonna equip this for now.
Fetching fizz is like a mouthful of nails, but the benefits are worth it.
Arsenal.
He's a spitting image of Slinger Jawson with that pike and them pistols. To fix a
Upgrade
brusher's
that.
pike, you just need a good length of knife bark.
Alright, let's go on a
shard
hunt for our
farther out there in the
next
wild.
shard. There's only a handful of them left to find, and goddamn, we're gonna find them.
Know how Caelondia became the richest city in the world? 2 words. Point Lemaine. If the wilds could ever be tamed, it was gonna happen right here.
Okay, so the question is, are we gonna reach level 5 by the end of the game? I think we will.
Kid might as well pick up where they left off. Blam.
Got a
Just like
carbine.
fighting days. Gun like that can even put the wilds in check.
Does some solid damage, alright. Also, get it. not good at murdering birds.
Point Lemaine seemed
At least
better
we killed
days
it.
for sure, but it ain't done.
Problem is, it only has one
Old
shot,
Blake shudders in a fit.
and then you gotta reload it.
The Grand Rail,
Which is
Point
expected,
Lemaine.
but...
Not only is it still there, it still works. Of course, it's no longer shipping hides and alloys and spices, but it can give the kid a lift. Just as long as it can stay clear of the trouble on the tracks.
Give me that health. Really? Let me go.
The Grand Rail's all grown over with things that Calamity chewed up and spat out. Things eager to take back their turf.
Nice and on you, buddy.
Kid don't let so much as one of those things slip by.
I mean, why would I? I'm here to kill things. Not let them live. Well, I'm also here to find the shard, but side objective. Ooh, apparently you're not happy with me.
The lunkheads settled in like they own the place. Takes fancy footwork on the rail, what with wallflowers coughing fungus everywhere.
Well, that wasn't really worth it. Well, whatever, I got it, so we'll take it. Ugh, these birds fucking suck. Okay.
The place used to be closed off, but now it's split open like a rotten pineapple. Of course, the Grand Rail
actually,
is much more fighting.
As much as I like the Army Carbine, dueling pistols is still like the best shit. Damn straight, I'm gonna stick with this till the better end.
First shots fired in the Ura War.
Nice and fast firing. Why would I
It's
not
right
want
here
this?
that Zolf's Ura forefathers decided to mix it up. Okay, so maybe
Alright,
we didn't
now
get
what?
their sign-off on the whole Grand Rail thing. That was bad. The rail must have shook the Ura to the bone down in those dens of theirs.
There's the shard.
Well, the rail won't
Now we gotta get out of here.
The kid took the shard. It's still got one good run in store for it. All the rotten wood there on the rails turning into swamp weed central.
Hey, birds, if they come over here, I can
Side to
poke them.
side while holding your breath.
I know I can throw a spear at them.
While choking on
Like
swamp
that.
weed. While peckers trying to prick you in the eye. Well, let me tell you, it ain't fun.
You don't say it ain't fun. I couldn't tell. Hello, something fancy. Nice.
But then at
Ooh, the
last,
slingers has been
it's the end
completed.
of the line. Should have seen him tiptoe around those swamp weeds in his way. Turns out he's got company up at the rail station, waiting for him.
Great. Just what I want to see.
Not just another wallflower or pincushion, mind you. At first he thinks it's Zolf. Turns out he's wrong. This is for you, says the man. Then wham. When the kid comes to, the man's long gone, but something else is there.
A note.
The only words the kid recognizes on that parchment are for Zia. Well, what's a kid to do? He took the shard, he took the hit, and he took that note.
What does the note say? We'll find out when we get back to the Bastion.
That note cuts straight to the heart of things, don't it? Finding gourmet ingredients ain't easy these days, but we'll take what we can get. The note says it plain. Zia, go east to learn the truth about the calamity and our people. I'll be waiting. Sincerely, Zulf. Zulf's messenger was one of his people. Wondered just how many of them survived, and what exactly Zulf told him. Kid arrives just in time to sample Zia's famous cooking.
This is our trip to who knows where. There's 4 in total, and we will be doing all 4 another time. Anything new? See, there's a lot of stuff here, but at the same time, we don't have that many fragments, so we can't do much.
The slingers, the wilds were their calling.
Okay, so we can upgrade the army carbine,
That's
which
the way
is
to make
what I'm
every
gonna go
shot
and
count.
do. Arsenal, eh. Right, I still have to use this thing.
It ain't too late to unlock the potential of this place.
Okay, why don't we go ahead and upgrade the distillery?
Just the occasion to crack open the distillery's private reserve.
We got some new spirits that we can equip. Life wine, I know, is another thing that I like to use. So, I'm gonna go ahead and replace it there. That's my usual
Winter whiskey
loadout.
has no scent, but tastes like a peppered boot heel. It's not for everyone. The shards are getting harder to find.
Alright. Proving ground, and we got another shard detected over here. So that will be our next objective.
Not everything blew up in the calamity. Why, Colford Cauldron here blew up way ahead of its time. The cauldron boiled over some 300 years ago. They say it filled the skies with ash and the lakes with molten rock.
Great. Just what I want for
If you wanted to
Christmas.
survive something like that, you had to learn to adapt.
Alright, well,
So in a
let's hope we
way,
can find that
these
shard.
wilds, they're all survivors too.
Okay. That's the sign we should be incredibly careful
It takes a
here.
certain stubborn pride to keep on living in a place like this. As for us, we learned an awful lot from Colford Cauldron.
Fire
That learning
bellows.
led to some interesting inventions.
Time to burn some shit.
The raw power of the world fell right into our hands.
So fire bellows recharges in that you just stop firing to recharge it. Simple as that. Well, water whiskey is activated.
Sure, we've dusted off a good many secrets out here.
We can find our health tonic, we can just get fully healed like that.
But we discovered other things we're better off not knowing.
Yeah, no. Not going any further with that.
The unforgiving scent of sulfurous dirt. The taste of air so hot it sticks to your lungs.
I also like this weapon quite a bit. Good at burning through things. Also, armor piercing. Which is always a nice positive to have. Doesn't seem to deal critical hits, though. Which is unfortunate, but, that's whatever.
You can cook those things.
Does damage fast enough to offset
find
that.
so much
The
life
culture
in all
is
that
completed.
ash. The place is inhospitable as they come. But still, we pressed on. After all, when we look down inside Culford Cauldron, look down through all the smoke and flames, we saw in there the heart of the world, the heart now laid bare by the calamity.
There's the shard.
We had to have it.
Okay, we're gonna have a lot of company, it looks like, on our way out.
Too bad taking that thing woke up every last stink eye from here to Charleston Bog. Biggest stink eye he's ever seen's waiting for him on the other side. And where there's one stink eye, there's always more.
Oh boy. Sounds like they won't make it easy on us getting back. Then again, they never do, so this is no new information to us.
The light to stare. The cauldron's tenants all gather up to bid the kid a fond farewell. Kid don't shed any tears for him, though.
Okay. That lifeline is incredibly helpful because, as you can see, we held on with 1 HP. So good for if you gotta use your tonics in a pinch.
There's nothing left of it.
Whew, we managed to get back, however.
He comes back looking like the inside of a chimney.
Wonder why.
The shard works like a charm. You can hear the monument's heartbeat again.
What do we upgrade next? Three things left to upgrade. Let's go ahead and upgrade this. The Forge.
Ain't saying much, but that's the greatest forge in all the city.
So now that we've upgraded the Forge, we can upgrade our weapons up to 5 times instead of just 3.
At least it won't get cold around here with that thing around.
Okay, I think most other things have been upgraded. Let's actually make a quick stop to the arsenal. Let's get back to hammer.
A pair of slinger pistols is just the ticket if a hammer's too slow.
And can we get any... No. Just hoping to get another bit of something greasy so we could upgrade our repeaters.
We're all a little short on friends these days, so that's a welcome sight. They said the wild could never be tamed. If only they could see us now.
Let's go after another shard. Where are we going now?
Pecker carrying a shard to
Mount Zand. Let's move.
Can't rightly call Mount Zand a mountain anymore. There's no more mountains now. There's no place left.
Just
for
a
the
whole lot
beasts
of
of the wild
bushes.
to go. We only found that little lair because they found themselves a little shard.
You can barely see anything that's going on here. What the hell?
The creatures of the wild, they've been building a bastion of their own. But they ain't yet prepared for any company.
Oh, you're gonna take a lot of hits, aren't you? Oh, no, never mind. One thing I've learned about the hammer is that it seems to do more damage when you're standing still.
Best thing we can do.
I don't know what the actual statistics are, but
put them down, quick and clean.
Well, it might as well kill you. Let's make sure we got a full chamber going into whatever comes next.
There's only one
Mortar.
kind of mercy left these days. Look at it this way. It's either them or us. But if we win, they win too. Our Bastion is everybody's game, not just ours.
The mortar is really nice to have. Problem is, it attacks so painfully slow. So it's not the kind of thing I would personally rely on all the time.
Those beasts.
But if you can keep your distance from enemies, it's really good. It does a lot of damage. There's not really a whole lot more to say about it.
They've rounded up their survivors, just like we have.
Kaboom.
They've been searching for cores and shards, just like we have.
Perfect. Testing dummies.
Maybe they've thought about turning back, just like we have. We just really need their shard.
There's another shard for us, but of course, can't be easy. I mean, we can get out of here whenever we want to. That is a statement to be made. But we might as well take out these things, because, as we can see, we took out one without much issue. Taking out the other should not be too much more of a stretch. And we'll get a lot of experience and a lot of fragments out of the deal.
That's the way.
Let's head back for the Skyway.
Don't you worry. Don't you worry. We'll all be better off once the Bastion is complete. The monument's getting better. Zolf sure did a number on it, though.
Let's upgrade the arsenal now.
The arsenal's complete, in case we need protection.
So we get new secret skills that we can use. I'm pretty sure is what that does for us. Let's get that repeater back out. Dueling pistols. Anything new in Lost and Found? Probably not. Well. Ooh. Another something greasy. Hell yeah. It's exactly the thing I wanted to see, because now... Fuck, we don't have enough. Actually, no, we will have enough, because... we still have a thing to turn in.
Culture. A still life of old unwanted keepsakes.
Okay, bullets ricochet or additional target penetrations. I think I'm gonna go for ricocheting bullets, personally.
Extra kick.
Also, we can go ahead and upgrade
That
this.
mortar's gonna leave a lasting impression.
So pretty much every single one of our weapons have been upgraded at least once, except for this last one. That being said, however, let's go and buy one of the materials that we need to upgrade the last of them, which is this one. Something wrong. So we'll have that ready to go once we find our last weapon.
Just a couple shards left. The quarry's gotta have one, right?
Well, we might find out. Let's head for the quarry.
Imagine everything you'd need to build a city like Caelondia. It takes hard work and planning, and it also takes Bastion quarry. The Ura tunnels beneath the quarry must have softened the blow from the calamity. Rattletails ain't the worst of it either, but more about that in a little bit. Same goes for its natives, Rattletails. But there's even more to it than that. Not only are these rocks a source of life, we found that the oldest ones remember things.
How the hell are we gonna get here? It just looks like a whole lot of complication. Well, where whiskey makes things a little bit more tolerable for us. I think the best strategy for me is anytime that lifeline triggers, that's when I should heal, because that means we have 1 HP left. We gotten the most bang we're gonna get out of the whiskey. I forget what causes it to recharge, if it's on a timer, or if it's when you heal a certain amount.
Without those windbags, the quarry might not have its special qualities.
We might as well grab this fragment over here.
Even stink eyes
start
taking it.
Really? Let's flip that switch. Yeah, now we can get through here, so it's more of a switch puzzle than anything. Flipping switches, figuring out where you can get to because of the switch that you flipped.
Windbags tended to the rocks, so we had to keep the Rattletails at bay.
I think we can head this way, in fact.
Now, why would the Ura sell off such a fascinating place? The Ura always were a superstitious lot.
Alright. Where whiskey is gonna be pretty dang useless to us. Yeah, you know what? Fighting you, not worth it.
Might be the gods told him the quarry is bad news. In any case, it's fair to say the quarry is godsend. Those rocks, all polished to a mirror sheen.
Is there anything here? Looks like there could be something hidden here. No.
The largest ones,
Dang.
you know as cores. Single core could keep the lights on in the entire city district.
Ricocheting bullets I actually don't get too much use out of, admittedly. It's just something that it's like, it feels like I get more use out of ricocheting bullets compared with piercing bullets. Because I might just strike another target by happenstance.
Core's power, enough to fuel a voyage to the motherland.
Oh, really? Well, this is why we got whiskey.
Remember how I said Rattletails ain't the worst thing in the quarry?
Ooh,
that
hello.
honor goes to a beast we took to Colin, Sir Lunky. Massive fangs stomping our boys. We just couldn't get rid of him. The only thing harder than the rocks and bursting quarry.
Nice knowing you, buddy.
Never could get stubborn old Lunky to leave the quarry alone.
Of course, again.
Then the kid hears a voice calling from down the hall. Are you alright? It says.
Okay.
It's him. I've come to warn you, he says. The Bastion is under siege. Let it fall. You should not go back. Kid hears him, but he ain't about to be deterred. If that's the way it is, he says, then I won't stop you. Because my countrymen will.
Ominous. What are you planning, Zolf?
Say what you will about Zulf, but he's a man of his word.
Bastion's under siege now.
Didn't know much care for pleasantries, though. Too bad for that.
Ooh, the Mercy's been completed. Heck yeah.
Zulf showed him the way here, and here they came to take revenge. They got inside the Bastion and shut the door. Kid's gotta go in through the back.
Find our own way. Let's take this back entrance.
Unfortunately, they broke in, and they started digging their hole. Something wrong sprung out of those holes, and it's eating away in this place. We tried to stop them, but we didn't help.
Alright, let's start defending this place in that case. We got the necessary tools to defend the place. Put him to good use.
Our baby pecker, he don't make it.
That everyone? That up? Nope, of course not. It's Zulf. We shouldn't be expecting to have an easy time.
Somehow, some way, he sends those who are packing. Problem is, it didn't matter. Zulf's plan worked.
Dang. Well, now what? At least they stopped him.
We find each other as the dust settles. Then I tell him why the Ura came. To get us back. For the Calamity. It was Caelondia's master plan to wipe the Ura out. But part of that plan backfired, didn't it? If only Zulf knew the whole story. The shards can put this disease in remission, but there's only one cure. We need to finish what we started.
Let's upgrade the last of these. Shrine's been fully upgraded. We've got new idols.
What were we to think? They must have got her, taken her back to her rightful home. Can't be too careful these days.
Mailbox. Alright. Anything new that we can get here? The usual skills. Ooh, a fine gramophone. Been a while since we've been able to get a memento, I believe. Anything more? Well, there's the idols that are still here. I think that's most of it. Let's turn in some stuff.
The sanctuary. If we can build, we can rebuild.
And the Mercy.
The windbags ain't the only beast that drew a bad lot.
I think most of the rest of these will be getting on a separate playthrough. We'll see what we can do.
Suppose it's true a little song can put things in perspective.
Actually, I want to do one other thing, since we can. Let's restore a bunch of these things. Because I think we can get another one of these done. Yeah, learn secret skills. We might be able to get that accomplished. Emphasis on might. We might need to do some proving grounds in order to get that done. Restore the land, I'm sure we can do by the end of the game. Because that's basically just... So you've seen before that there's bits of land that come up, and that's like how it's pointing the way. You know, like ground forms, as if pointing the way. He don't stop to wonder why, you know, that quote. Yeah, as the ground rises, this counter goes up. That's what causes that. So, show surpassing skill with each of the weapons. Gotta upgrade 5 weapons up to level 3. We might try to get that done if we have the fragments to do so. Spend X number of fragments. Reach level 5. Have a shrine activate and survive a trip to who knows where. We spent most of what we need, so I think I'm gonna just buy some stuff. So let's buy those. And those. So let's try to get a number of these weapons up to level 3, so we can get that accomplished.
That ought to make those fangs sink in nice and deep.
Yeah, I mean, it'll do for now. I don't think that was enough to, get the spending X amount of fragments done. 3 short? Are you kidding me? Well, we'll get that. Inevitably as well. Use the forge to upgrade several weapons to the 3rd level. We've upgraded 2 to level 3 so far. I might get that naturally on the 2nd playthrough before we,
the Ura
end up
swooped
jumping
down
to it.
from the east. At least now we know the way.
All the way over here. Another shard, huh? Alrighty.
One last shard. It's all we need to put this mess behind us. And mother, what a mess it is. A mess like that could have only been made by hand.
I'm gonna really need some more shards. Otherwise, we're gonna be in a heap of trouble.
At the heart of the calamity was a simple idea. We never wanted to go to war again. Wanted to rule it out. We put a lot of folks against that problem. Scientists, soldiers, spies, even me. We sought solutions far beyond the city. We traveled near as far as the kid's going right now. Most of our efforts didn't bear fruit. Then there was a breakthrough, but it didn't come from now.
Oops. Oh, there's something fancy.
It came from an Ura, a brilliant young scientist named Ven. Ven worked for the Mancers, the sharpest knives in the city's drawer. With his help, the Mancers devised a way to seal the Ura tunnel shut in a flash. Just like that, every last Ura living in the Tassel terminals will be gone. This discovery was never to be used, they said, except as a last resort.
It's a good thing I still have my trusty hammer with me.
But Ven didn't like being manipulated. He had plans of his own. He sabotage the Mancer's little science project. Set it to blow up in their faces. Imagine how Van must have felt when I finally made him pull that trigger. But remember, the Bastion can fix everything. We just need that shard.
And there is the shard. Or not.
Too bad the Ura ain't exactly been willing to collaborate on that front. For now, Kid had little choice but to pick up where the Calamity left off. First things first, though. There's someone we figured needed rescuing. See ya.
Coming down to the end.
The Ura fell back, no doubt planning the next move. But we knew ours already.
I know ours, but before that, no new things that we can do in the memorial. How about the arsenal? Not the arsenal. The forge. Let's go and grab that really fast.
In such fine shape. The city.
Boom. Turn in the city.
Its riches, nothing but fragments now.
That being said, let's buy another one of these, so we can upgrade that again, and we'll have another weapon up to level 3.
It's
Boom.
no longer a weapon, it's a precision instrument.
Now, what else? Probably something stringy or why am I upgrade the hammer now that I think about it? That's the thing I should be upgrading, since it's something I keep coming back to. That should be my new strategy.
Ain't never letting go of his old friend with a sturdy grip like that.
Unfortunately, that's all the money I've got. But hey, it'll do. Still level 4. We're super close to the level 5. And once we get this upgrade, then we will have upgrade the last weapon we need to level 3. The rest of these... Well, we still need to learn 4 more secret skills, which I don't think there's any more in store yet. No, there's not. Alright, let's get moving again.
There's something we had to do before going after that last shard.
Let's go get back Zia.
Well, now it's personal, ain't it? It's personal for him, and it's personal for me. The Calamity did something wrong with some of the prize.
Calamity Cannon.
He gets his hands on the care package I sent him. It's a little something I've been fixing up in my spare time. The Ura found a way to keep the Calamity from spreading through Sultan's Hollow.
So this thing's, as you can see, very powerful. Sometimes a little too powerful for my own good.
It's not the time to get reckless.
Alright, let's drop that heal then.
They got their own security and everything. Pretty fancy.
Just charge through
They've
everything.
got these conductors that are all what's keeping the place together. Break enough of those things and the Calamity rocks slink back into the ground.
Oh boy. Okay, maybe I should just use my hammer for the time being. Clearly not getting anywhere with this
Those
dang
rocks are
cannon.
tumors, the same kind the Ura planted.
There's that level up. I was wondering when that would happen.
Well, the Ura must be in a panic right about now.
Conscience. Turn that whenever we go back to the Bastion. Okay, Calamity Cannon's great and all, but I gotta stick with my dueling pistols. Actually, I might equip the Calamity Cannon here. Yeah, we'll equip that. So at least now we have the Calamity Cannon for in case we need it, but I've also got my basic-ass weapon. Because I know I'm gonna need that thing.
Those rodents are just a bump in the road.
Hey, that's convenient. Time for you to come back out of the ground.
By now, every Ura from here to the terminal is always in town. Kid returns
Alright.
their greeting in 10
I was hoping to get a little bit more use out of that whiskey, but whatever. The country has been completed.
They're easy targets.
Works for me.
Those calamity rocks must be eating that place apart from the inside.
Alright, well that's our first fall in this area. So, not a huge deal.
The Ura keep hanging on to their barricade. After all, their homeland's not much farther.
Oh boy, where whiskey's in effect again. Not great.
They underestimate us. As
Okay. I'm gonna have to be more careful then because we don't have any more chances. So I'm just gonna have to take the heals and ignore trying to survive off 1 HP.
Caused the calamity, but here we are trying to fix it. Shame the opportunity for civilized discourse is over.
Now what? That's blocking our way. Something further back we haven't done? Oh, duh. Gotta attack these things.
Souls should have got to know us better. As the hour grows desperate, the Ura bring out their big guns.
Gotta mash that fire button at this point. Let's drop that heal. Don't care about where whiskey at the moment.
He sees the Tazzle terminal from
Charles drawing. Nah,
Way
we'll
out
just
there on
keep
the edge
moving.
of the world.
We should be near the end
That's
of here,
where it
yeah?
finally finds you. But it ain't like Prosper Bluff this time. Ain't nothing for this gal to sing about now. Zia, you weren't kidnapped. No, ma'am. You just had to see what happened to the Ura. To your own people. You had to see if everything Zolf wrote to you was true. I don't need to see what happened to the Ura. I'm trying to undo it, remember? Fixed that thing right up, didn't we? Made these goings-on a little livelier. Sure you didn't drop that twangy thing on purpose? Just to see if he'd go after you? They lost everything, didn't they? But they just keep on fighting like that's gonna bring it all back. Part of the rippling walls floated by, so I caught the kid's old knapsack.
We got the bedroll, which, again, you can use to head to who knows where. So we got a bunch of different things. I don't know if the mailboxes are one of them. I don't think it is. But since we hit level 5, we can equip another one of these. So what do we want? I'll take the basic ass squirt cider.
Squirt cider will toughen you right up. Too bad about the musty aftertaste. A sail
Up our damage.
as strong as a
So we
spine.
should complete another
That's a
quest.
strong spine.
The inspiration. Let's cash all these in while we're at it. The country.
She's all the pieces now, but still looking good.
The conscience.
The conscience. We haven't lost everything, long as we have that.
And the inspiration.
The inspiration. A forge can fashion anything.
So what does that leave for our memorials? Learn secret skills, proving grounds, surpassing skill with a bunch of different kinds of weapons, which those we'll do on our own time. Well, we'll do it in the next stream. I'm gonna avoid doing these by mistake on my own, and then, you know, we'll take care of it when we take care of it.
Sometimes I want to ask him, why do any of this? But truth is, I don't want to know.
So what can we get? We can get a Calamity Cannon skill. Let's buy a bunch of these back. Why the hell not? Restore more of the Bastion. But do we have enough... Ooh, I should have factored that in. Do we have enough fragments to upgrade this? Yeah, we do.
First step to learning the Calamity Cannon is knowing about the machinery overrides.
Get at arms. That's what I wanted to do. You get that trophy for upgrading each weapon once. So I wanted to at least knock that off the list.
Once the kid gets that last shard from Zolf, it'll all be over.
Alright. Let's go after Zolf. No turning back after this.
I can't hear him at all anymore. He's too far away. But he'll be alright. Just needs to get that shard from Zolf and come on home.
It's the only thing we need to do. We don't need to worry about how many fragments we have, how much experience we're getting.
Calamity
None of that.
Dazzle Terminal's hardest of all. You know why Zolf went back there. All his old friends and family. Zolf must be there all alone, just waiting.
I don't need the experience, but I guess it's appreciated whenever we get some.
Zolf's waiting. All we can do is sit and talk. Look around. There's not much left to do here in the Bastion, I'm afraid. So why not tell each other stories to pass the time? But see ya. There's another reason I've been telling you all this. When the kid brings back that shard, the Bastion will be complete.
Ooh, boy, we got a lot of guys here ready to kick our ass. And I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
What happens to Zolf no longer matter. Zealandia will be whole again. Everything will be back to normal.
At least we got that heal in time.
We'll all be gone. Oh, we're not gonna die. It's more like all of this will just stop. Things will go back to the way they used to be. This whole place is a living record of the times before the calamity.
Will you stay out of here? Hopscotch, so we can finally jump. You know, it took however long before you finally got the ability to jump.
Think of all those times that they blow you away.
No.
All of life's little setbacks. Imagine if you could have another go at them.
Alright. Oh boy. It's a race against the clock once again. God dang it, we're gonna win that race.
Anyone you've ever hurt. Everything you've ever done, you could do it over. Wouldn't that be grand? Well, I guess there's nothing more to say. Who am I kidding?
Okay. So what's going on now? Oh, we can go across these now. I have to get used to the ability that we can jump
There's
now.
something else. A confession.
Nope. Not that way.
How come I know so much about the Bastion? Well, I designed the place. But that's beside the point. There's one problem with a place that sets things back to a bygone time. You can't test it.
Let's get a full reload. Ready to go.
So you're probably wondering if the calamity happened already. What's to stop it from happening again after the Bastion does its thing? The answer is... I don't know.
Who knows? We certainly don't.
You're wondering if there ain't some other way out of this mess. It's alright. I can tell. But why would you even want another way? Unless you wanted to stay here with us. Well, that's sweet and all, but I don't know if I can stick around. The weight of the calamity, it's on our shoulders. We can't just let it go.
Yeah, our final weapon, the battering ram.
Bastion does have another function, strictly speaking. If ever the monument blew out, and we couldn't repair it, we could still evacuate. First, we'd round up as many folks as we could carry. Next, we'd detonate the cores, and we'd take off. Away from here. Of course, that would mean no going back. Ever. But then again, that way all of us could leave the city. Together. You know Zolf and his countrymen won't be giving up that shard without a fight, don't you?
Well, it's a good thing we've got a fight to... We've got something to put up a fight against them.
Zolf and the Ura. All they want now is to see the Bastion fall. Zolf dedicated his life to a lasting peace between the Ura and Caelondia.
Let's at least make sure we're stocked up on health tonics as we make our way up to Zolf.
Wipe the Ura out.
At this point, we don't take quite as much damage as quickly, so now...
You tried to warn me about his plans. You tried to warn the kid.
Yeah, it just tanks some dudes. Unfortunately, catching Zolf is gonna be, we're gonna be a little hard-pressed to do that with this dang thing.
For Zolf, this ain't a personal matter.
Drop another heal.
It ain't a simple matter of pride either.
Shard's ours.
One thing's for sure. The Ura can't be happy that the kid followed Zolf all the way home.
So we're gonna take Zolf with us, or we can move on without him. We'll take him with us. Why the hell not? Unfortunately, it means we give up the battering ram.
The kid in one corner, and Zolf in the other. Ain't much of a fight. Don't you worry, though. Once the Bastion's restored, it'll all be alright. You ain't still thinking about that whole leaving the city thing, are you?
are making way for me. I'm coming home, sweet home. I see your star, you left it burning for me. Mother, I'm here. Eyes open wide.
Kid's probably dealt with Zolf by now.
Feel your heart and it's glowing.
It reminds me of myself when I was his age. I ever tell you about those days? Hey, kid. Get up, kid. Come on, that ain't funny. I say get up. That's more like it. Now, set that shard into the monument there. Then we'll talk. The Bastion. It's finally finished. Now, there's something I want you to see. Welcome to the heart of the Bastion. I ain't one for long goodbyes, so here's the deal. Zia and I figure you done the heavy lifting, so you get to do the honors. We can tell you how to work this thing if you got any questions. Hey, kid. You can undo the calamity here and now. Go on, kid. And before I forget, thank you. Always wondered what the motherland was like. Not that it matters anymore. Zolf only brought more ruin to the Ura. No wonder they didn't take kindly to him. You've got one thing left to do, so you hang on to that badge. Besides, you earned it. Don't let anything you've done get to you. You can save all those creatures here and now.
You made it. So, let's see. You can either prevent the calamity, or stick around with me and Rex. I'd hate to be in your shoes. If I could be any place I wanted, I'd stay right here. We could go anywhere in the world. Zolf tried to talk me into joining him. I tried to talk him out of it. I guess we both failed. When I finally found my people, I told them we could help. They just took me for a traitor. Glad you showed up. Any moment I'd want to live again happened after the calamity, not before.
So now we have another choice. This one impacts the ending and impacts what achievement you get. Restoration. Can initiate the Bastion's restoration protocol or the evacuation protocol. For this playthrough, I think we're going to use restoration.
It's finished. Now, sit tight. It'll be over soon. No matter what happens next, you done good. I suppose all that's left is to try and remember this moment. The Bastion's gonna take us back to a better time before any of this. Might be we'll forget everything you've done and each other. Though after all we've been through, I find that hard to believe. So long, kid. Maybe I'll see you in the next one. Ceylandia, we're coming home.
I set myself fly the wind will take me back to my
And we finished the game.
sweet.
Nice and quick, like 2.5 hour game. That's roughly how long we spent on it. But we've got another playthrough ahead of us. So let's sit through these credits, these hard-earned credits. We still have a number of trophies to get, and at the very least, the majority of them we will be getting in the next playthrough. So, look forward to that. And it's getting less of going through the game and more like bashing my head against the brick wall. And that'll make more sense when we get to that. But we got a few more post-game things to talk about before we head off for the day. Because a number of different things unlock to us after we've beaten the game once. I also enjoy this game's soundtrack, because I've acknowledged it. This game has a really good soundtrack. The first song that you hear, which is the main menu theme, as well as the theme that plays when you're in the Bastion, In Case of Trouble, really good song, in my personal opinion. But what is going to be done? Well, the main things we're going to be doing in the next playthrough are going to be the Proving Grounds, because we did none of them in this playthrough. I'll be playing through the game up to the very end, so we can have all the Proving Grounds unlocked. So that way all I'll have to do is go through each of them. Which is a bit easier said than done at times. And then there's all the trips to who knows where. Those will be the main attraction. Probably gonna try to grind it up to level 10, so that way we'll be as prepared for everything we need to do. I mean, we saw in that final stage, we got a lot of experience, so if we could grind off, like, the stage before, we could probably get to level 10 without too much hassle. But after, Monday's stream at Bastion, we should be set to move on to a new game. I've got a few in mind, but I'll settle on one hopefully by Monday. I might continue working through the indie game library. I might jump to some older games. Who the hell knows? It will likely be something else on my PS4 shelf that I'll be knocking off the list, because I got a large library. I gotta start whittling it down eventually. I mean, hell, that's why we're playing this game. I haven't beaten Bastion on my PS4 yet. I mean, I beat it on 360 and Xbox One. I ended up booting it up recently on my Xbox One, and I'm like, oh yeah, I like this game. Maybe we should stream it. And here we are. But in theory, this should be a Platinum Trophy we'll be able to get on stream, because there is a Platinum Trophy associated with this one. With this game. Which, hey, one more for my Platinum Trophy collection. Can't say no to that now, can I? And I'll probably be able to talk more, because you might have noticed I haven't really talked too much during this one. Mostly because the narration, for the most part, does the talking for me. And you do hear the narration a lot. Like, that's another reason why this game's really good. The narration is really solid in this game. About every little thing you did. It's like Stanley Parable narration, just not super condescending. More like a storytelling sort of narrative. Well, I guess that's kind of a bit redundant now I think about it, but back to the game. New Game Plus mode unlocked. Begin the journey with all your weapons and XP. New shrine idols. All Bastion structures are buildable in any order. And we can use the shrine for the toughest challenge. That's great and all, but there's another mode that's been added. Score attack mode. So we do not have everything unlocked. So, structures, spirits, and idols, those are still carried over into score attack mode. Our weapons and XP are not, however. But this is the mode you're going to want to go on if you're going for completion, because there is a trophy tied to score attack mode. And that's the mode we're going to be jumping into during the next stream. For this stream, however, we are just about done. It's time to call it a day. We'll be resuming this again on Monday. Get that platinum, get anything we need to get done, and we'll jump to a new game. Until then, good night, everyone.